Hello, welcome. My name is SlugMTG, and today I have got a pretty fun, hopeful homebrew for you guys. I know Commander Legends drops on the 19th, at least for Magic Online, and I know that's pretty close, but I wanted to get something out and not just wait for, like 10 more days. That doesn't sound too much fun. So I've got a very fun deck for this hopeful homebrew. I'm calling it AristocRakdos, and as the name suggests, it's Rakdos Aristocrats. So the entire goal of the deck is to create an advantage by sacrificing your own creatures, although there are a few spicy additions to this deck and the strategy that Red brings, and I'm looking forward to hopefully showing it off. I don't think the list will change too much with the addition of the Commander Legends cards. I could see maybe Fleshbag Marauder being added in, but that's for a later time. I might do an update on this deck, we'll see. There are a few brews I want to get through with Commander Legends, but for now, we have AristocRakdos, and let's go ahead and hop onto Magic Online and I can run through the cards. Alright, so here we have the deck. To run through the mana base, we have 4 Ash Barrens to help mana fix, 4 Bloodfell Caves. We have 1 Rakdos Carnarium, just because I wanted another duel, but I didn't necessarily want multiple bounce lands, so I thought 1 was fine. We are running 3 Mountains and 8 Swamps. We are running way more black spells than red spells. Pretty basic mana base. But now let's go ahead and run into some of the creatures. Obviously, we are having one of the best sack outlets in all of Pauper, Carrion Feeder, single black mana, can't block, but we can sacrifice a creature to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Free sack outlet, grows Carrion Feeder, and because we are sacrificing, we are also running a full playset of Mortician Beetles, which is a 1/1 for a single black mana, and whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Mortician Beetle. So the more we sacrifice, the bigger our board gets. These guys can become very big very quickly. But now we need some creatures to sacrifice, so we are running 2 Butcher Ghouls, which is just a 1/1 zombie with Undying, 2 Doom Dissenters, a 1/1 when it dies, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. 3 Mog War Marshals, which when this guy enters, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token, and when it dies, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. And it does have an echo cost, so at the beginning of your upkeep, if this came under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 in a red. And this is kind of convenient because even if we don't have a Carrion Feeder out, but say we have a Mortician Beetle, we can sacrifice Mog War Marshal to its echo and still have a way to grow Mortician Beetle. We are running 3 Perilous Mirrors as well. When they die, they can deal 2 damage to any target. This is great for pinging face, pinging off small blockers, very versatile. And then we are running 2 copies of Vulturous Aven as well as a 2/3 flying with exploit, and when it exploits a creature, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. So this is kind of like another way to sacrifice, card draw as well, and then since it is a 2/3 flying blocker, it can block or it can attack. The only thing is it does cost 4, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially since we only have 2 of them. And since we'll be sending a lot of our creatures to the graveyard, we are running 2 Unearths as well. All of our creatures except for the Vulturous Avens have CMC 3 or less, so we will be able to grab them back and bring them back to the battlefield. We are also running a single copy of Reaping the Graves. This is just an absolute bomb in the late game when our graveyard is full of creatures, or against control decks as well, since they'll be using all their counters on our creatures. We can then Reaping the Graves them all back and try again, and hopefully they won't have counters this time. As far as card draw, we are running 4 Village Rites. Obviously, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards, and this is at instant speed, so we can respond to removal with this. We are running 2 Sign in Bloods as well, so target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. We can use this on ourselves, or if our opponent is super low, we can even use it on them. That's quite rare though, most of the time we'll be using it ourselves. And then to help control the board, we are running 2 copies of Innocent Blood. Each player sacrifices a creature. We don't mind sacrificing, and this is great when we have a Mortician Beetle down on the battlefield. 3 copies of Lightning Bolt. This is just cheap removal. We can throw it at the face if they're low, and it's just a very versatile spell. We are running 2 copies of Terminate, which is probably one of, if not the best kill spell in all of Pauper. Black and red, destroy target creature, can't be regenerated. And whenever you're running Rakdos, you pretty much want to be running Terminate. There is one last card left in the deck that I haven't talked about. It is the Spicy Edition, and that is Wrangle. So for 1 and a red, we get a sorcery, gain control of target creature with power 4 or less until end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. And honestly, when I was first testing out the deck, I only had 3 copies of Wrangle, but I ended up liking it so much, I put in 4. I don't know if it's optimal, but oh, it is so much fun, and I am really hoping I get to show it off. It's just a super fun card. It can swing games in our favor pretty convincingly, actually. Because let's say we have a Carrion Feeder and a Mortician Beetle out, and they have like an Augur Bolus, Muldrifter, just a creature out. We can steal it with Wrangle, swing in with all 3, and then either sacrifice the creature to Carrion Feeder, so that way they don't get it back. It's basically just a kill spell. Or we can Village Rites to sacrifice their creature, draw 2 cards. Or if they have multiple creatures out, we can even steal a creature and then Innocent Blood, sacrifice the creature we just got for them, and they have to sacrifice one of their own. So it has a lot of synergy with the deck. It's super fun to play with, and yeah, it's just really good at swinging around momentum. Moving on to the sideboard though, we are running 2 copies of Feed the Swarm to deal with creatures and enchantments. Geth's Verdict against Boggles and Mono White Heroic, Suffocating Fumes against Goblins and Elves, and Fairies, Fairy Macabre as our Graveyard Hate, and with Reaping the Graves we can get this back to our hand. 2 Red Elemental Blast because we hate the color blue, 3 Ingot Chewers. It's not optimal to run. I probably want to run Smash the Smithereens, but darn it, it's fun to just evoke an Ingot Chewer and grow your Mortician Beetles and destroy an artifact. It's just fun. And then 2 more copies of Terminate as well. So just in case we need that extra little bit of removal. So that is the deck overall. I hope we have some good matches, and let's hop into some games. All right, so we're in the first match. We would like to play first. Ooh, that is a no land hands. No, thank you. All right, so we've got couple lands here. I think we'll keep this, and we will actually bottom a land. All of our spells cost 1 or 2, and well, I shouldn't say that we're likely to draw into a land because that's dangerous to assume that, but we'll go ahead and play a Bloodfell Caves and pass the turn. So Thriving Isle on green doesn't really tell us much about what they're playing. It could be Tron. That is a very real possibility. I think we'll play out the Mortician Beetle and just pass back. We did draw another Mogwar Marshal, so that's great. Cave of Temptation. This could very well be Tron. And I haven't played against Tron too much with this deck, so I don't know. I guess we'll see how the matchup goes. But I will go ahead and just swing in with the Mortician Beetle. And they take 1, and I will go ahead and play the Mogwar Marshal. No prohibit, no counter, goes through, and we'll pass turn. They impulse. Okay, this is definitely Tron, yeah. Yeah, so they get the first Tron land down, and out comes an evoked Muldrifter, so draw a couple. They will have to ooh, yes. Yes, I would love to. Okay, that was good, yeah. And we will not be paying the echo cost. So we get another Goblin, and always yes, always yield. We get a 3/3 and a Carrion Feeder. This is perfect. I just wish I had another land now. So I think all I do is I swing in for 4. And then I think I just play another Mogwar Marshal, honestly. I do want to play the Carrion Feeder, but I don't have another 1-drop that I really want to play right now. Maybe next turn I'll play Carrion Feeder and Unearth. So they play the Thornwood Falls, gain a life. Out comes another evoked Muldrifter. So yeah, they're going to be taking a lot of damage next turn. And they have to discard a card. They discard Exclude. I will not pay for the echo cost. And we got a Goblin. Village Rites, that's also good. Let's see, what do I want to do here? I think I will play Carrion Feeder while they are tapped out. And I'll go ahead, swing in this, and I'll go ahead and sacrifice this Goblin here, I feel like. And always yield to that. That way we hit him down all the way to 7. And I think I do want to unearth a Mogwar Marshal. And then I can sacrifice the Mogwar Marshal to get another Goblin. And I have a 7/7, a 3/3, and 5 1/1s. We'll see if they... I mean, it's Tron. You can never count them out. Instead, we'll see if they have a Fog, which they most likely do. What did I say about drawing more lands? Alright, so I am gonna swing with everyone, just in case they just have a Pulse of Marasa, and they're hoping, but most likely a Moment's Peace. Yep, there it is. So, Moment's Peace, I might Village Rites, and, okay, so Moment's Peace and Pulse of Marasa back the Mole Drifter. Alright, and, yeah, so I will Village Rites, one of the Goblins. And I do get another swamp, so I think I will go ahead, put out the Perilous Mirror, and if they put out the Mole Drifter, I can now ping it off with Perilous Mirror, so we'll see about that. And they have Tron, unfortunately. So Mnemonic Wall. Can I beat this now, or is this just game? I'll see what they grab. If they show Flicker, I don't think I can beat this main board. Unfortunately. Sideboard, I can bring in the Fairy Macabres. So they draw a card. So they're tapping out for Ghost. Okay, so they're not actually tapping out. And they're going to get back what with Ghostly Flicker? They just got back Ghostly Flicker? Okay. I don't really know what that was about. Okay, they wanted to weather the storm. Oh boy. I don't know if we can come back from this. If we get a Wrangle, though, we still have a chance. Wrangle? Darn it. Okay. I will play the land and Sign in Blood myself. Innocent Blood. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So we can go ahead, Innocent Blood. I will sacrifice a Goblin. And let's see here. So this is 10, 13. I can't kill him this turn. Maybe I can, because every single time I sacrifice a Goblin, I gain 1 damage because of the 10 here and because I'm adding 1 here and 1 here. So that's 10, 13, so that will go up to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That won't do it. So, yeah, unfortunately that won't do it. I will swing out here, and I will play another Carrion Feeder and pass turn. That was a lot of damage. Fortunately, it wasn't quite enough. So an Evoked Mole Drifter. If they try to bounce it, I will sacrifice the Perilous Mirror like that. So let's go ahead, sacrifice the Perilous Mirror, and put that, and then deal 2 damage to the Mole Drifter, and we'll see if they have a response for it. So they don't. They still get to bounce the Prism, so they still draw a card, but at least the Mole Drifter is not there anymore. They play a land, and they play Bonder's Ornament, so yeah, they're going to be able to draw a bunch of cards. They have to keep mana available, though, for Moment's Peace. They're definitely going to be using it this turn. Bloodfell Caves. It's not the best draw, but it is, I don't know, something, I guess. We'll play it, and then I guess I'll just swing in with the Mortician Beetle and burn out the Moment's Peace from the hand. Yep, so there's that. And I'm just going to play Doom Dissenter. I know I am playing into Suffocating Fumes, but by putting out more creatures, I'm going to have more creatures to sacrifice to grow Carrion Feeder, Mortician Beetle, the second Carrion Feeder, and this makes it 2/2, so even if they get it, darn it, I just got rid of that. We're going to get back Pulse of Marasa, that's fine. We can deal a lot of damage if we get an attack in. Since they didn't grab Moment's Peace, I'm thinking they found another one in their hand. Pulse of Marasa back, a Mole Drifter. Don't have the Perilous Mirror this time. Reaping the Graves would be another really good draw, just because we can get back 4 if we sacrifice the Doom Dissenter as well. Nothing else we want to do. Perilous Mirror. So, what do they have? I mean, they have quite a bit of mana available to them, and they have 14 life. I want to burn the Pulse of Marasa. So let's attempt, or I want them to burn the Moment's Peace, I should say. Let's attempt a Perilous Mirror. And they cast, okay, so they had a second, not flashback though, so they probably have a way to get it back. And they're gonna draw with Bonder's Ornament. So, nothing I can do. So unfortunately, I just passed turn. So they attempt an Abrade on the Perilous Mirror. I will sacrifice the Perilous Mirror. There's nothing really I can ping, so I might as well just hit their face. I guess they want to play their Mole Drifter, so they opted to Abrade the Perilous Mirror. So this will most likely be Mole Drifter. There it is. It will draw 2 cards, and a second Bonder's Ornament. I really want Bonder's Ornament, but it's like $7 online, and I'm not paying for that. It's a little too much. So they compulsive research themselves, and they have just enough for a Moment's Peace. I think I'll actually sacrifice the Doom Dissenter here to get a zombie and to grow the carry-on feeder a little bit. Not a land. That's fine. That's what I figured. Wrangle would be awesome. Oh, come on. I mean, I should hold this in my hand, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this in my hand in case they have, like, Dinrova or something. But yeah, not much I can do. Pass turn. Yeah, unfortunately, that was just a horrible draw. I think that was the final nail in the coffin. I don't think I'm winning this. But at least I can expand my victory on time. I'm about a minute ahead. Tron takes a while to win. And unfortunately, when you're playing online, the clock is a legitimate win condition. I say unfortunately, but if it wasn't, if you weren't able to win through time, then I think Tron would actually be a lot worse. So maybe it's for our own good. A crop rotation, Mole Drifter, draw a couple more cards, and we're gonna lose to Mole Drifter Beatdown, perhaps, or Rolling Thunder, maybe a combination of both. Stonehorn? Yeah, okay, so there's Stonehorn. We're still gonna make them win because it's Tron and I hate Tron, so they still have to win in my book. Normally I do like to concede early when I just out of like courtesy. There's Wrangle. I think that's too little too late at this point. They have definitely found another flicker effect, and if I try to flicker anything, or if I try to take anything with Wrangle, then they'll just flicker it. So I think I just play Mountain and pass. So they Impulse, draw a card, a Bojuka Bog away our graveyard. That's fine, honestly. I only have one Unearth and one Reaping the Graves left that really interacts with the graveyard, so it's not that big of a deal, unless, of course, I'm probably going to draw Reaping the Graves right now. So, we'll see. Another Mnemonic Wall. What do they get back? Ghostly Flicker? Yep, they get back the Ghostly Flicker. Maybe they didn't have one in hand. Maybe I should have tried it as just kind of like a last ditch, but I don't know. I don't think it would have changed anything. And they flicker away my combat step, and yep, grab back the Ghostly Flicker, and I don't get a combat. Another carry-on feeder. That's not quite what I want. I think I'll just hold this in my hand, and I don't get a combat step, so I just pass turn. We are now 2 minutes ahead. They are below 15 minutes, and yeah, they swing in with the two Mole Drifters. We'll take it down to 10, and they Impulse. Oh, I see two red. This is probably Rolling Thunder, and it is. All right, so we lose. And in order to combat Tron, I think I'm going to bring in the Fairy Macabres and the Ingot Chewers. The Ingot Chewers can destroy the Bonder's Ornaments and Prophetic Prisms to try to keep them off of colored mana for just a little bit. If we had one more turn there, we would have won. But unfortunately, that's just the way the Tron matchup goes. And I will bring in two red Elemental Blasts as well. Since they do have Bojuka Bog, they can fetch at any time with crop rotation. I don't think Reaping the Graves is that good, and Tron just kind of relies on locking you out of the game versus removing your creatures. Unearth might still be fine. I think Wrangle gets a lot worse here. Like, it depends. If we get a Wrangle early, it can be great in swinging around the game right, in our favor, stealing their creature and getting rid of a blocker. So maybe we cut two Wrangles. No, I just think they're kind of weak, so we'll get rid of all the Wrangles and maybe the two Voltress Avens because they are a bit slow and we need to be a bit more aggressive. So yeah, I guess this is okay. We'll run it back like that. Just a quick interruption, but Mason Knop does want me to let people know that he is running another Pauper Creators Tournament. So if you are a Pauper content creator, then this is a perfect event, as the main purpose for the tournament is to network with other creators, meet new people, kind of show off some decks, skills, and then your channel as well, exposing yourself to new audiences. The tournament is free to enter, and it does feature prize support. This tournament starts on December 7th, and if you are interested in participating in something like this, then there will be a link in the description that will lead you to more details about the event. And now back to your regular scheduled programming. Would you like to play first? Yes, I would. Mountain, Swamp, Perilous. I'll keep this. Don't have a turn 1 play, but we do have a few consistent turn 2 plays. So Swamp, pass turn. So you play an Urza's Power Plant and just pass back. So we'll go ahead and play Mountain and then Mog War Marshal. And pass turn. Village Rites is pretty good. Thornwood Falls. Okay, so they don't have just natural Tron. No, I will not pay for that. We get another Goblin. Unearth. Okay, so we'll swing in with 1 Goblin. And we'll play the other Mog War Marshal and pass turn. So there's Urza's Mine and a Bonder's Ornament. Okay. I will not pay for this. Mortician Beetle. That's okay. Just we're stuck on 2 lands again, which is very unfortunate. And I'll swing in. And I think I just play the Perilous Mirror here. Yeah, unfortunately, just stuck on 2 lands. I mean, we're running 20 of them. We shouldn't be struggling this much. And they have Tron. So not turn 3 Tron, but turn 4 Tron. So down comes Stonehorn Dignitary. I do have to keep Terminate up here. Oh, they're just gonna... And a Muldrifter. Okay, so I am going to kill the Stonehorn Dignitary on my turn. And I don't have a combat, so... Stuck on 2 lands against turn 4 Tron. And they pull some Rasa back the Stonehorn. Yeah, I'm not winning this. I'll see what I draw. If I don't draw anything good during my turn, then I think I might just scoop. So they play the Stonehorn, play the Prophetic Prism, swing with the Muldrifter, comes back to me. It is a Swamp. So I play this. I mean, there's no way I can win this now. I'll play it out a little bit. So let's play Mortician Beetle and the Perilous Mirror. And that's it. So if I draw a Carrion Feeder or an Innocent Blood, maybe there's something I can do. No blocks. Comes back to us. I get an Ingot Chewer. That is actually decent. I think I'm going to Sign of Blood myself. Ooh, Fairy Macabre is pretty good. And I think I'm going to Ingot Chewer. We'll see if they have a counterspell, if they want to go ahead and use it here. I'll be getting rid of their Bonder's Ornament. So let's destroy that Bonder's Ornament. And, yeah, evoke. Always yes, always yield. And do they have a flicker effect that they want to use? Okay, so they do have a ghostly flicker effect. Honestly, I'm not too torn up about it because I have a Fairy Macabre in hand. So if they try to get the ghostly flicker back, I can exile it. So Bonder's Ornament does stay. We will see if it ends up being enough and they impulse. There's another Muldrifter. They play a Thriving Isle. Swing in for 2. And that is it. Comes back. It is a Swamp. Okay, so not the most exciting. I could Village Rites, a Perilous Mirror, get rid of the Muldrifter. Yeah, so I'll play a Mortician Beetle. And let's go ahead and Village Rites, sacrifice a Perilous Mirror, and get rid of a Muldrifter if we can. This would burn another Ghostly Flicker from their hand if they do have one. So they never don't have it. Yeah, so they draw 2 more cards. I can get rid of 2 Ghostly Flickers now with my Fairy Macabre, which is kind of what I'm relying on. Always yes. Let's draw 2 cards. I get another Village Rites. I could actually attempt another Village Rites on the Muldrifter again. I think I will do that actually. Sacrifice the Perilous Mirror. And can we kill off the Muldrifter? Cool. And we draw a couple lands. Nothing more I can do. I skip my combat and goes back to them. And they just ephemerate the Stonehorn Dignitary. Okay. That's an interesting choice. So ephemerate, because yeah, now that's going to go in their graveyard as well. Okay, so they just lock me out of my next 2 combat steps. Bonder's Ornament, Muldrifter, swinging for 2, and yeah, that's all. So it comes back. Ooh, ew, another land. That's not good. I could see if I can get rid of all of their Muldrifters, because if they don't have a flicker, 3 of them are in the graveyard. So I'm hoping they don't have another one. So we can cast Perilous Mirror. Oh wait, I don't have a sacrifice outlet. That's right, I used village rights. Okay. Not much I can do. I think I just drop a Bloodfell and see if that's enough. Yep, so they draw a card, and I'm pretty much dead here. I'll see what I draw next turn. If I draw a Carrion Feeder, then there is a small chance that I can at least survive a few more turns, enough to get off a good Fairy Macabre. Getting back a Mole Drifter, that's honestly... I have to save this Fairy Macabre for when they try to get back a Flicker effect. That's what I have to save it for. And I cannot block. And they draw a card. Mole Drifter, draw a couple more cards. Prophetic Prism, they draw another card. Alright, and they have to discard. Carrion Feeder. Darn it. Yeah, okay, that's it. I mean, there's... yeah, no, I just concede here. What are you gonna do when you're stuck on 2 lands against turn 4 Tron? How far away was a Carrion Feeder? Oh, a Carrion Feeder was so far away. Alright, so we are in the next match. We won the die roll. Would like to go first. And Swamp, Ash Barrens for red. I think I will keep this. It's not the fastest, but it does seem decent. So I will go ahead and play a Swamp and pass turn. I'm going to yield until their end step. Golgari. So this could be like mid-range, Tortured Existence. So we'll grab a mountain and pass back to us. And I think we will go ahead and bring out the Mogwar Marshal. And pass turn. They play a Swamp and go for Chainer's Edict. That's actually really... Chainer's Edict is really inefficient against Mogwar Marshal. Because now we get 2 goblins anyway. Alright, so we play Bloodfell Caves. I think I'll actually play that because I don't have a 3 mana play. And I guess I will swing in for 2. And I will play Doom Dissenter, which is another great Edict fodder. They play another Swamp, and they just pass turn. We get an Ash Barrens. I really want to play Volturous Aven, so I'll just go ahead and swing in now. See if they have a combat trick, maybe Suffocating Fumes they're holding open. Doesn't look like it, so I'll play the Swamp, and then I'll play the Volturous Aven. So let's see, do they choose to kill the Volturous Aven? They do not. Do I want to get rid of Doom Dissenter? I think I will. I can get a 2/2, start swinging in, and if they Edict more, I have a couple goblins to get to soak those up. I draw a couple cards, Carrion Feeder, and a Village Right. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like that. And they go ahead and cycle Krosan Tusker. So this looks to be just Golgari mid-range, maybe? They play a Vault of Whispers, so something to do with artifacts. You get Brindlebore, so sacrifice, you gain 4 life. Okay. I could attempt a Wrangle. I actually think I will attempt a Wrangle, because either they get rid of the blocker right now and I can swing in freely, or I get it and then I can sacrifice it. So no, let's see. Is it worth having them kill it off right now? I think it is. I want to swing in freely. So they're going to have to sacrifice it right now. Yep, perfect. And I'm just going to swing in for 6 damage. And then I will go ahead and play the Carrion Feeder, and I will hold Village Rights up. With a Tragic Slip, yeah, I'll go ahead, Village Rights, and draw a couple cards off of that. We get a Carrion Feeder and Lightning Bolt. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. Can I play... I can play the Ash Barrens here. Is it worth it, though? I don't think it is, just because so many of my spells don't have colorless in them. So I think it's actually worth it to hold on to it for now. That does mean, though, I could have basic land cycled it and then played the land earlier in the turn, and I would have been fine, but nah, it's okay. It was a small misplay on my part. So Sultai, evoked Mole Drifter. They had the opportunity to pay for the full cost, but they chose not to. Oh, okay, that's what they're doing. So Undying, it will come back. Wrangle is actually a huge draw for us if we can get it. Otherwise, I think I'll just bolt it. And the Tragic Slip that, so this is just sacrifice the Carrion Feeder to itself, because why not? So I guess this is some type of Sultai control. We draw Bloodfell Caves. I'm just gonna bolt the Mole Drifter. Then I think I'm going to basic land cycle this for a Swamp. Play the Swamp, play the Carrion Feeder, and the Perilous Mirror. Probably should have done it before I attacked, but I mean, they're tapped out. I don't think it matters too much. And so now if they try the Mole Drifter stuff again, then I can sacrifice the Perilous Mirror and ping off the Mole Drifter before that happens. So Crypt Rats. Okay. They do it for 2. That's not bad. Okay, so I sacrifice the Perilous Mirror, deals 2 damage to them, and then I just kind of sacrifice my whole board, and I hope to draw something good. Alright, if I can draw one of my creatures that makes another creature, then I win the game. Drawing a land does not mean I win the game. Come on, give it to me. It's okay. So I swing in for 5, and I pass the turn. So I do have a Terminate. I can respond to something. So Chainer's Edict, yeah, they do make me sacrifice. Quite a few things will still let me win the game. Bojuka Bog stinks. But Perilous Mirror will let me win the game. Lightning Bolt, not a land. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna bounce a Bloodfell Caves to, I don't know, gain a life. Okay, so this is not good. They play Sakura Tribe Elder and an Evolving Wilds. I have no idea what the Vault of Whispers is doing. And looks like they just passed back to us. Butcher Ghoul, that would have been nice a couple turns ago. Could have won the game right then and there, but nope. Alright, so I think I just pass turn and wait. So I want to try to chain together some spells because undoubtedly, oh no, they're going to be able to get their life total high again. I could have terminated right there, but honestly, I just kind of want to save it. I don't like them gaining a few life, doesn't really mean that much to me. So they swing in for 2. Comes back. Another land. No! We're just getting so flooded. I think I'm going to play out the Butcher Ghoul as a blocker for the Sakura Tribe Elder. We'll see if they have any counterspells. They do not. Or at least they don't want to use it on the Butcher Ghoul, which would be a pretty weak target. So they swing in. I will block. We'll see if they sacrifice. Nope, so they want the Undying trigger to happen. So now I get a 2/2. And we'll see if they want to flash back a Chainer's Edict. Nope, so there's a Brindle Boar. Oh, they're going to gain so much life. I probably should have terminated right there. Innocent Blood isn't bad, though. I think I swing in and then Innocent Blood just to get rid of the Brindle Boar. They're going to sacrifice it right here. Yep. And we are each down to 2 cards in hand. Oh, man, that pocket of lands right in the middle, I think, cost me the game. There were so many cards I could have drawn that would have won me the game. No! Stop giving me lands! This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we're going by statistical average, these next 6 cards should not be lands. Keyword being should. So they have another Sylvok Lifestaff. I think if they play another creature and try to equip it, I just have to, ooh, that's actually really good. Wrangle. So yeah, I just play a land, pass turn. So if they play a creature, it has to be a creature that cannot be sacrificed at instant speed, because I'm assuming they'll equip, and then it can't go over 4 as well. So yeah, that's a tall order. Comes back, unearth. I can unearth the Butcher Ghoul if that will mean anything. I could also attempt to cycle it. I think I need some type of clock, so I think I will unearth the Butcher Ghoul right now. Just pass turn, even if it's just a 1/1 swinging in. With Mole Drifters, they have way better draw engine than I do. Looks like they're drawing a lot of lands now. Okay, no more lands, thank you. So just swing in for 1. The Trinket Mage. That is actually something that will not go over, so I don't know what they search for here. I doubt it's another Lifestaff. Execution. Destroy target non-black creature. Yeah, they can do that. I guess they'll use it on themselves. So yeah, they will use it on themselves if I try to wrangle. So I think I do. I think I just have to terminate right here. That way they're not gaining another 6 life. All right, so it's going to come back. We get a Village Rites. So I think I'll swing in for 1 and then attempt a Village Rites. Yeah, so we will Village Rites and then hopefully draw a couple cards. Perilous Mirror and Mortician Beetle is fantastic. And we'll see what happens. My guess is they will probably try to kill the Mortician Beetle. There's another Trinket Mage. This time they're getting a Tree of Tail. So I guess that's why the artifact lands are there, is so they can grab lands with a Trinket Mage. And they will equip. That is fine, I guess. It's not fantastic, but I don't know, it's just something. And I will attempt a Wrangle this turn. Lightning Bolt is pretty good. We'll see if they want to pop the Executioner's capsule on the Trinket Mage. Okay, so they do want to pop it there. So yeah, so that will fizzle, but we can swing in for 4 damage. It will just pass the turn. What a weird game. I think their deck is pretty cool. So Crypt Rats, okay. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is when they go to equip the life staff is that I will bolt the Crypt Rats. Yeah, just so they can't gain the life, and then they will activate Crypt Rats. There they go, and I will hit their face for 2 damage. So we're stopping them from gaining life. They Bajukabog us again. That hurts. Village Rites. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing I can do here. And they just play a land and pass back. We're both kind of top decking at this point. I will just basic land cycle now, try to fetch out whatever basic lands I still have left. And yeah, that's it. Ah, darn, yeah, they got a creature before I did. That's really bad. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do about it. They're gonna gain a lot of life. That is a wrangle though, but they can sacrifice. So do I want to just kill it now? I think I'll wait. I could be making a wrong decision here. Okay, they have another Fume Spitter. Yeah, I could very well be making the wrong decision, given that, you know, once they sacrifice, they will have more life. Okay, it's Bloodfell. Like, there's no point in wrangling now, because then they'll just sacrifice the next turn, move them on to the other Fume Spitter, so there really is no point. So they play and crack Evolving Wilds, and they swing in for 4. Come on, are you kidding me? Alright, there's a land. I pass back. Dang, okay. Yeah, this is very unfortunate. That pocket of lands I hit in the mid-game pretty much cost me the game, I feel like. Another Fume Spitter. Okay, well, Mortician Beetle, maybe... I can trade Mortician Beetle for one of their Fume Spitters. I just realized that this is not a May ability, so I could have I could have wrangled a Fume Spitter. I will go ahead and sacrifice the Mortician Beetle. Mortician Beetle in Mountain, okay. And Deep Analysis, yeah, alright. So I could have probably survived another turn if I wrangled the other Fume Spitter, because the only reason it wouldn't go off is if they sacrificed, and this is not a May. I did not realize that it was not a May, so it is sacrifice, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. The only other creature would have been the other Fume Spitter, and then I would have been able to go from there. So that was a misplay on my part. I don't know if it would have done that much, especially since I probably didn't feel like Sign in Blood, so yeah, it was not the best draws on my part. So this is a very interesting deck. It's kind of like another Aristocrat style deck. I am considering bringing in the Ingot Chewers for the life staffs, just so I can get rid of those. I do like the Wrangles. They are like another kill spell. And I don't know if there's anything I necessarily want to take out, however. Suffocating Fumes is an option, but it's only really going to hit the Fume Spitters and the Crypt Rats, and those, I don't know, I'm not too worried about them. With the 2 Bajukabogs, I think I'm just gonna cut the Unearths and the Reaping the Graves for the Ingot Chewers. They'll probably bring in a bit more graveyard hate, at least that tends to be my experience, since I did show the Unearth, so I'm going to run it back like that, and we'll see how it goes. Who knows? I would like to play first. 1 land, I cannot keep this, I have to mull. 2 lands, but I feel like I have to keep this, and I think I toss back the Wrangle, and turn 1 I will play Mortician Beetle, pass the turn. They play Jungle Hollow, comes back, I will play a Swamp, swing in, and then I would love to draw a couple cards with Sign in Blood. Innocent Blood, and, well, Blood and Blood, so... not a land though. I'm hoping we can draw another land, at least with the, if not at the beginning of our turn with the other Sign in Blood. If we still don't hit a land after that, it is very unfortunate. There is a Fume Spitter. Yes! Ah, they messed up. Yes. Yep, they messed up. Beautiful. Still no land, so I will Sign in Blood myself again. Yeah, they said haha whoops. It's a fun interaction. I do get 2 Ingot Chewers though. No red land, however, so I'll just swing in and just pass turn. There's not much else I can do. So they Chainer's Edict away my Mortician Beetle, and yeah, whatever. And then they Simic Growth Chamber. So their mana situation is extremely slow right now, but unfortunately so is mine. I will basic land cycle Ash Barrens for a mountain, play the mountain, and then play the Perilous Mirror and pass turn. So there is Steve. Steve comes out, they play the Jungle Hollow, and then they just pass turn. So Rakdos Carnarium isn't bad. They still don't have an artifact. I was afraid of drawing the Ingot Chewers before they had artifacts, but once they play those life stabs, they're gone. I think I will swing in here. So I will swing in. If they block and kill the Perilous Mirror, then Steve will also die and they don't get a basic land. And if they block and sack, then that's, you know, that's what they were going to do anyway. All right, so do they sacrifice? They do, okay. And this probably would have played out the same as if I had not attacked at all, but I did force them to do something. And I'll play the Carnarium bouncing back to Swamp. I'll pass turn. Come on, show me those life staffs. So they just Chainer's Edict, okay. And I'll hit them in the face. They play another Steve, and they just pass it back. So Bloodfell Caves, I think I'll just play that. Unfortunately, I just don't have a play. I don't think it's worth spending the Innocent Blood on Sakura Tribe Elder, because that's they end up not sacrificing it. So that's kind of interesting. They do have some type of plan for it. Aha, that is what we have been waiting for. Yep, so they can equip, they're gonna hit for 2, and then they'll probably sacrifice Steve in response to Ingot Chewer hitting the battlefield. Yep, so hit us for 2, and then they pass turn back to us. We all 3 Ingot Chewers, okay. Yeah, so I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't have to evoke. Yep, okay, so they have decided to sacrifice Steve now. Yeah, so, okay, so do I just have to... Yeah, okay, cool. So, Silvok Life Staff goes away, and there's not much else I can do. Pass turn. And they go ahead and Tragic Slip. So they Deep Analysis. Yeah, this is a very interesting deck my opponent is running. Very unique, I do like it a lot, although I don't think it has any game against Tron, so the Boogeyman still remains the Boogeyman. They don't have enough mana to activate Executioner's Capsule, so I think I will just go ahead and cast another Ingot Chewer and blowing up their capsule while they do not have the mana, and I will just pass turn. If they want to kill Ingot Chewer, I now have Village Rites to get some card advantage out of it. That's exactly what they are doing, so I will Village Rites, my Ingot Chewer, getting a Lightning Bolt and an Ash Barrens. So they do have enough lands now where they can start flashing back Chainer's Edict. I didn't think it was going to play that big of a role, but I guess if I knew my draw was going to be this slow, then I probably should have brought in the Fairy Macabres. So they're going to return Sakura Tribe Elder to their hand, play a land, and I guess just pass it back to us. We will go ahead, Ash Barrens. We will grab a Swamp. And we draw a Swamp. I swear, if you Ash Barrens on your end step, or the previous turn, you will draw another land. Like, it happens way too much. There's no artifact for me to destroy, so I think I just pass turn. I mean, I would have ditched the Innocent Bloods for the Fairy Macabres if I knew I was going to just be holding on to both of them in my hands. That's kind of interesting they're choosing to cycle Krosan Tusker because they have enough mana to hard cast it. And that's going to win the game very quickly. So there is a Mole Drifter. That is finally something I can use the Innocent Blood on. And yeah, end step, don't want to do anything. Comes back to Mortician Beetle. That is not really worth, yeah, it's not worth it to play Mortician Beetle right now. I think I'll just play Innocent Blood, and if they have the Undying thing, I'll just Lightning Bolt the Mole Drifter in response. So they'll probably... Yeah, I did not realize they had Grim Harvest. I don't think they showed that last game. If I knew they had Grim Harvest, I definitely would have brought in the Fairy Macabres. That was probably a mistake on my part. Is it worth it to play the Mortician? No, it's not, because then they can just flash back Chainer's Edict, and it dies. So I need to pair Mortician Beetle with another creature, at least one other creature. Yeah, so they bring Mole Drifter back to their hand, play land, and out comes the Mole Drifter. They will draw 2 cards. And it seems like they're just going to pass it back. All right, here's another land. Once again, we're slightly above our curve for the lands that we should be getting, but at least we're getting a few other cards. So I will Innocent Blood again. It might not be worth it with the Grim Harvest, but it does prevent them from... I mean, they have 7 cards already. This will make them discard, and yeah, still nothing. And honestly, like, there's nothing else I'm going to be using the Innocent Bloods on. Every single one of their creatures just has a sacrifice outlet on them. So... yeah, so there goes our entire graveyard with the Bajuka Bog. There's a Trinket Mage, and this is perfect because they will grab a Life Staff. Okay, and I have another Ingot Chewer. They don't seem to be carrying... We're just going to equip it. Cool. They don't seem to be carrying counter spells. Executioner's Capsule, sure. And Steve. Alright, so what do we have here? Nothing I want to cast on end step. We get another land. Okay, no more, thank you. Actually, because we had 2 Ash Barrens, we should... Yeah, that's over half of our lands gone from the deck, so hopefully we won't draw any more for a while. So I will go ahead and cast the Mortician Beetle, and then I will go ahead and cast the Ingot Chewer, and they are deciding what to do. So... they choose to Tragic Slip. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so they do have the Tragic Slip, and I'm going to blow up the Life Staff and just pass turn. Most likely they will use the Executioner's Capsule. Oh, I guess not. They could also just flashback a chain. Oh, no, they tap it. Okay, so they didn't do that last turn. Did they not have the mana? Because sworn they had the mana for it. So Fume Spitter, and they swing in for 3. Yeah, so they Grim Harvest back the Mole Drifter. I take 3, and they just go to end step. Not worth bolting anything. Alright, so we play the land. What a weird series of draw for this game. We have not hit a single Carrion Feeder. We've hardly hit any of our, like, actual creatures. We hit all 3 Ingot Chewers, both the Innocent Bloods. Yeah, what a weird series of draws. But they play the Mole Drifter, crack the Evolving Wilds. 4 damage, I think we'll just take it. And I'm hoping to get a Wrangle. Wrangle would be pretty good. Butcher Ghoul, not bad. That does get around an Edict. So I think we'll just play that. Pass turn. Does trade for 2 of their creatures if they want to swing in. There's another Mole Drifter. They play a land. They swing in with just the Mole Drifter. I'm wondering if it's worth it to Lightning Bolt. I think I'll Lightning Bolt next turn. I'll see what I draw. Wrangle, that's actually pretty good. Is it actually that good? I'm not sure if it's that good, actually. So if I Wrangle, if I try to take the Fume Spitter, they're going to sacrifice it and put the -1/-1 counter on my Butcher Ghoul. If I take a Mole Drifter, I don't know if they have a way to, like, kill it. So I could, you know, hit them for 2, but then what? I take the Trinket Mage. Yeah, there's no sacrifice outlet that I have with me, so I might just... pass turn, honestly. I don't think... Yeah, If I had maybe a Carrion Feeder, Village Rites would be amazing off the top this turn. Chainer's Edict, okay. Sacrifice the Butcher Ghoul, it'll come back. And, I mean, when you have this much mana, yeah, it's quite easy to... Yeah, and so there goes the Butcher Ghoul. They swing in with everyone. This is lethal. I will attempt to Lightning Bolt a Mole Drifter. And then that's honestly fine because it'll take it out of combat. I'll try to kill the other Mole Drifter now. Okay, so that's honestly not too bad because it takes them out of combat. So that's damage I won't be taking. I do have 1 turn, however, to top deck something. I don't think anything saves me here. So yeah, they get... Yeah, so they re-enter, draw cards. They're down to 18 cards left. Darn, if only I was playing Turbo Fog. I think it just goes to show that you always play Turbo Fog. I think that's what that means. And yeah, there's no... yeah, no, that's it. GG's, that's it. Very cool deck. Unfortunately, it just, like, we weren't quite aggressive enough to get under them. And God, what a weird set of draws. Like, where were all of our actual Aristocrat cards? Yeah, now we would have started drawing them. Okay. So we're in the next match. We would like to play first, and the only land is an Ash Baron, so no. And okay, I'll keep this. 2 lands, we can cast Mog War Marshal and an Innocent Blood. I think I will put an Unearth back. I don't think I need 2 of them. I will keep this and put back 1 Unearth. And I will play a Swamp, pass turn. We play a Plains. And they just pass back. This could be mono white heroic, perhaps? And they just don't want to play just a plain creature, as they fear our sacrifice outlets or kill spells. So yeah, Mog War Marshal is probably the play here. Yeah, I want to be efficient on mana, so I will play the Mog War Marshal and pass turn. And they Ash Baron, so they are not mono white. Okay, wait, they get a Plains. Okay. Selesnya. I have no idea what this is. So it's some type of lands deck. And looks like, so they got Dredge, another type of graveyard deck. I will not pay. No. I have things I want to do this turn. We get another Sign in Blood. I think I will offer a trade. I'll swing in with the Goblin. So they wouldn't mind trading. That's fine, they traded 1 card for half of my card. And I'll play the Carrion Feeder. And I guess I just pass turn. Next turn it might be worth to unearth the Mog War Marshal, just to get another creature down, something I can sacrifice to the Carrion Feeder. So they play a Seeker of the Way. I think I will Innocent... Oh no, Sacred Cat, darn it. Alright, so... Let's see, what can I do here? So end step, nothing I want to do, Vulturous Aven, and once again I'm stuck on 2 lands, like what? I think I will unearth the Mog War Marshal. Getting a chump blocker would be really nice. They seem to have a lot of creatures though, so I guess they have like Moldervine Cloak and some auras, so maybe, I mean, I'll sacrifice Mog War Marshal to Carrion Feeder. Get another Goblin, and I'll swing in, see if they want to trade the Sacred Cat for Carrion Feeder, as I doubt they want Seeker of the Way. Alright, and they take it. And I pass turn. I mean, Carrion Feeder can't block anyway. Journey to Nowhere, so they're probably going to Journey to Nowhere. My poor Carrion Feeder. Yeah, I don't have a way to get rid of the enchantments. I'm just going to sacrifice Carrion Feeder to itself. That way it goes my graveyard, and I at least have a chance of getting it back. What would have been spicy is sacrificing my entire board and then having them Journey to Nowhere their Sacred Cat. Would have been a horrible play. But it would have been funny. The big question is, do I triple block? I might actually triple block. Well, they have 5 cards left in hand, and from what we've seen, it might be worth it just to burn a card from their hand regardless. Okay, so it ends up killing... Perfect. And a Wrangle. I don't think Wrangle is worth it right now, unfortunately. I think I just pass turn. We're just stuck on 2 lands. So we seem to either get stuck on 2 lands or draw more than what we should. That it's either Feast or Famine with land. I wouldn't say Feast because we were still doing okay, but still drawing more than we probably should have. Yeah, so Travel Preparation. So this is just kind of like Selesnya, +1/+1 counter, mid-range. Can't block that. We draw a Bolt. That's not bad. I don't know, my concern is that if we kill the Seeker of the Way, then they just bring it back with Tethmos High Priest because Travel Preparations is flashback. So maybe we just Innocent Blood, force them to sacrifice a creature. Yeah, so there goes the Sacred Cat. And we'll pass turn. When they cast Travel Preparations to get a creature back, then we will bolt Seeker of the Way, seeing if we can kill it. So they do decide to dredge Molder Cloak. And they dredge 2 Seeker of the Ways. We get rid of 1, we're just going to trade it for another one. So I'm just going to bolt Seeker now, because if we don't kill it now, it's going to be absolutely massive. Yeah, so they get back the Benevolent Bodyguard and Moldervine Cloak onto... Yikes. And they embalm the Sacred Cat. No blockers. Mortician Beetle, that's not going to be good enough. Alright, I'll concede. Dang, okay, well, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we just get stuck on 2 lands, and there's nothing we can do about it. So Feed the Swarm and Fairy Macabre and Suffocating Fumes I think are going to be really good. I don't know what I should bring in. I think Sign in Blood might be a little Meh. And maybe Vulturous Aven? Vulturous Aven might be just a little too slow. The real annoying part is they have so much lifelink. Do I need the Suffocating Fumes? The Suffocating Fumes are there for the cats and the Satyr Wayfinders, as well as, you know, it could be a nice combat trick. Especially, it makes our Innocent Bloods a bit stronger, and the Benevolent Bodyguards as well to get rid of protection. So yeah, I think I have to keep this in. I want to bring it in, and maybe I just go down 2 Wrangles and we call it good. Yeah, so I'll submit it like that, and we'll see how this goes. I would like to play first. No lands. All right, we got them all. I think we keep this, unfortunately, and I'll put back a swamp. Keep this, put back a swamp, and I'll play a Mortician Beetle. Pass turn. Blossoming Sands, they gain a life and comes back to us. So I'll play a mountain and I'll swing in for 1. And then I'll play the Doom Dissenter, pass turn. Next turn, I'll play the other Doom Dissenter and Carnarium, unless I draw, I don't know, something. All right, so they play Sacred Cat, drop a forest, pass turn. We get a Fairy Macabre, which is not bad. I don't want to swing in with the Mortician Beetle, because that's not really going to do much. So I'll swing in with the Doom Dissenter, see if they want to trade. They do not want to trade. And I will play Doom Dissenter into a Rakdos Carnarium. Bouncing back the mountain, pass turn. So the Ash Barrens for a Plains. Play the Plains, and there's the Bodyguard. So Suffocating Fumes would be pretty decent right now, honestly. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, Warbriar Blessing. Gets rid of the Mortician Beetle. Choose not to swing in, which is interesting. We get a Perilous Mirror, so this can actually kill off the Benevolent Bodyguard. So let's play the Perilous Mirror, Mortician Beetle, and I think we just pass turn. I don't want to attack, no thank you. So they commune. What do they grab? So they grab Travel Preparations, and they put, wait, no, Tethmos High Priest. Yeah, I was like, travel preparations, they can't grab that. Okay, but yeah, they get Tethmos High Priest, and they choose to embalm the Sacred Cat. What would be great is if I could draw 2 cards during my draw step, and I draw into a Feed the Swarm and a Suffocating Fumes. That would be perfect. Nothing else. Okay, so there's another Mortician Beetle. So there's that, and I guess I just pass turn. Don't want to swing in. So they play a Plains into another Commune. So they put Journey to Nowhere into their hand. I'm not sure what they're going to put in the Journey, actually. Perilous Mirror could be an option, although I guess one of the Mortician Beetles as well. I don't think this is the greatest Journey. Yeah, they grab 1 Mortician Beetle, choose not to swing in, and it comes back. Okay, so we get a Bloodfell Cave. I think I'm good on lands for now, which means we're gonna draw a lot of them. So yeah, it's just kind of a stalemate. They were going to win the stalemate. Unfortunately, I'm not drawing any of my sacrifice outlets, any of my ways to actually control the board. Drew 3 Mortician Beetles. Yeah, so there's the High Priest and the travel preparations. What are they getting back? Sacred Cat. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't mind them getting back the Sacred Cat. Cycle of Tranquil Thicket. Yeah, I've seen this style of deck before. I believe Sin City in one of our collabs beat my face in with it. It is a pretty cool deck. I will say that. End step, yeah, nothing happens. Out comes. No, please. Not like this. Still no attacks. I'm not entirely sure what they're waiting for. They can very easily, like, swing in. There's a Satyr Wayfinder. A Suffocating Fumes would be amazing into, like, just some removal spells would be awesome. They put Selesnya Sanctuary. Travel preparations from some more. Grabbing Kami of False Hope. Yeah, that's fine. We're not swinging in anytime soon anyway. They play the Selesnya Sanctuary, and they finally start swinging in. I'm just going to take 3. End step. I don't think there's anything I want to do. We get a Terminate, which is okay. The biggest problem is I can't actually kill anything because it's just going to sacrifice the Benevolent Bodyguard. So I just have to pass turn. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not getting any of my village rights. Draw a card. Yeah, so there's a Seeker of the Way. That is the guy I don't want to see, although they don't have many cards in their hand, so they might not have much. I could block with a Doom Dissenter and get a zombie. I think I'll take it, though, because if I get a Carrion Feeder and I can start sacrificing my own dudes, then Mortician Beetle will be amazing. Hey, okay, so we finally got something that we can do. So there's Carrion Feeder. And I think with that, I will pass turn. Not going to swing in. They get Sentinel's Eyes onto Seeker of the Way. Yeah, this is interesting. I think I'm going to sacrifice the Perilous Mirror, and then try to kill off the Seeker of the Way now. And this is colorless, so Benevolent Bodyguard will not be able to protect it. And then always yes, always yield, Mortician, the carry on, and there we go. Yeah, so everything fizzles. Travel preparations getting back. Seeker of the Way, yeah, nothing I can do about that. Lesnia, Sanctuary, bouncing a land. And then Sentinel's Eyes on the Sacred Cat. They are really pumping up that Sacred Cat. A 5/7 Vigilance Lifelink, yikes. And I can't kill it because Benevolent Bodyguard will negate my kill spell. So I think, yeah, I just block it with a Doom Dissenter, just chump it, sacrifice, and we get zombie, grow, and grow. And step, there's nothing. Okay, Village Rites, that's actually something I wanted to see. So I think I just pass turn for now. If they swing in with Sacred Cat, then I can block with a Doom Dissenter and sacrifice using Village Rites to draw cards. So they swing in again. Still with just that, I will block, and then I will Village Rites. And I'm really hoping for Suffocating Fumes. That's not quite it, but more creatures to sacrifice is really good. And end step, still nothing. We get a couple of Mog War Marshals. That's not bad. I do like that. Always yield to that. I think I'll hold off on playing the Mog War Marshal because I can throw this one at the Sacred Cat and then sacrifice it. I will play the other Butcher Ghoul though. And yeah, that's it. Definitely not swinging in yet. And the stalemate continues. So they have a Commune. And let's see what they get. So they get another Tethmos. They only have 21 cards left in their library. I mean, the thing we're holding on to is there is no trample. They don't have trample, so we can just chump block all day, every day. It's not going to matter. Yeah, so more travel preparations, getting back a Satyr Wayfinder, and they get a Plains in their hand. And we can just keep chump blocking. We are perfectly fine with just chump blocking. Okay, so they do actually start swinging. I think I will block. Let's block here, 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 and here. I think this will be okay. Because we can sacrifice, even if they have more, we can just keep sacrificing creatures. And Mortician Beetle is going to be a 6/6. I think this will be okay. Sacrifice Mog War Marshal. Okay, so they're going to give Seeker of the Way protection. Is it worth killing Seeker of the Way right now? I don't think it is. It might be worth killing maybe Tethmos. They do have another one, but that gets rid of one. I think it is worth killing their Tethmos because that's a big boy. Yeah, because Seeker of the Way isn't going to kill Mortician Beetle. I think we're okay. And yeah, that's going to kill here, so I think we're okay. Yeah, we're still in good shape. So there's another Tethmos that is perfectly fine. And Sentinel's Eyes, what will they target with Tethmos? They get the Benevolent Bodyguard. Now we will use so we will use Fairy Macabre to get rid of Benevolent Bodyguard. And is there anything else that we really care about? Probably Sentinel's Eyes. All right, there we go. And they Sentinel's Eyes, bringing back the Satyr Wayfinder. That is fine. And Suffocating Fumes would still be really good here. Or Sign in Blood, card draw. All right, end step. I don't think I want to do anything. Innocent Blood. Especially with, yeah, I think I do want Innocent Blood now. Because it will grow Mortician Beetle. And if Mortician Beetle is absolutely massive, then they're not going to want to swing in. And I think I just play Mog War Marshal. The main thing I'm absolutely terrified of is if they have another Journey to Nowhere. They haven't shown one so far, but there's also one not in their graveyard. They haven't exiled one, and I think they might be running more than just one. At least it'd be really odd if they were running just one Journey to Nowhere. So that's gonna be the thing that if they get back into the game, That's what's going to cause it. They play Blossoming Sands, they gain a life. Oh, yeah, this is too much here. I don't know what they have. Satyr Wayfinder. Oh, good. Okay, they drop a Journey to Nowhere, and they don't hit anything. So they might only be running 2 Journey to Nowhere, but they drop it into their graveyard. So that's really good. They don't swing in, and I'm just going to sacrifice the Mog War Marshal. All right, comes back, and it's a Lightning Bolt. That might be useful. I'm not sure. But yeah, I really hope they're only running 2 Journey to Nowheres. If they're running more, then I think I lose. Just flat out. I'm not getting really much. Honestly, I'm not getting that much. They only have 7 cards left in library, and I really hope one of them is not a Journey to Nowhere. Feed the Swarm. That is actually amazing, because I can get rid of the Journey to Nowhere to get back Mortician Beetle. I don't want to get rid of Sentinel's Eyes because that's just giving Tethmos High Priest more triggers. So there's a Mortician Beetle. I have an opportunity to stack more counters on it. So even if they do draw a Journey to Nowhere, there is a chance that I can stack the remaining Mortician Beetle to be scary as well. They still don't swing in. All right. We get another Fairy Macabre, which I don't know how useful that will be. I'm tempted to kind of play it out, because they only have 6 cards left, but I think that's okay. They need to start swinging in, but they still don't have a good way to do so. I think they're waiting for a non-creature spell. That way, Seeker of the Way gets buffed, I guess. They're calculating, and they choose not to. Suffocating Fumes, yes. Okay, so I will save Suffocating Fumes for when the time is right, and I just pass turn. Okay, so they found a Travel Preparations. So I will Fairy Macabre, getting rid of the Obsidian Acolyte. Yeah, so I'll get rid of the Obsidian Acolyte, and yeah, I don't think there's really much else to get. I'll get rid of a Seeker of the Way. No, Benevolent Bodyguard, definitely. And then, ooh, okay, so, and then I think I want to bolt one of these Seekers of the Ways. Wait, no, cancel. What is the Seeker of the Way? It's on the cat and the Tethmos High Priest, obviously. So I will kill one Seeker of the Way. Just to get rid of one of their attackers, and we'll see. Yeah, so that fizzles, and a couple +1/+1 counters. They might swing in here. They're thinking about it. More Travel Preparation. I don't have anything left. Getting back a Seeker of the Way, that's fine. It won't be able to swing. Since they are doing 2, I have to assume that they are swinging in this turn. Oh, I didn't realize they did it on both. I thought they were stacking on 1. So now my Suffocating Fumes is significantly weaker, but honestly, that's fine. All right, how's this gonna go? So I think I'm just gonna toss a couple, I'm gonna toss a Butcher Ghoul here. I'm gonna toss my Mortician Beetle here. I'm going to, because everything's gonna get -1/-1. So if I toss this here, here, here. That way there are 3 3s. They will trade here, kill off the Seeker of the Ways. I'll kill the last Tethmos High Priest, and then I will block, I guess, here and here. And then I can sacrifice this and this. This will make Mortician Beetle a 3/3. Although I don't need to. Well, I don't need to sacrifice this. So I think this is good right here. If they have a way to kill the counter the Suffocating Fumes, and that might just be it. And then I will sacrifice the Butcher Ghoul. Yes, grow the Beetle. And that should be good. This will trade here, yeah. They embalm the Sacred Cat, that's fine. But now I have a bunch of creatures. All right, and it comes back to me Lightning Bolt. With 1 left, I think I'll save the Lightning Bolt for whoever they try to stack these Sentinel's Eyes on. And I don't need to do anything, so I just pass turn. And that was a great turn for us, and with 1 minute left on the clock and 3 cards left in library, if we can survive this, we're good to go. Sentinel's Eyes on this, so do I kill the Sacred Cat or the Seeker of the Way? I think I kill the Seeker of the Way here. Yeah, so that's gone. Put Sentinel's Eyes on the cat, and Sentinel's Eyes on that cat, and they do not swing. All right. End step, yep, comes back to me. Innocent Blood. That's actually really good. Yes, I would love to do that. I will sacrifice the Butcher Ghoul, and this should make it so that my Mortician Beetles are big enough that no matter what, they will be able to block. And I will pass turn, and I will hope that they do not have another Journey to Nowhere. If they have a Journey to Nowhere, that is it. Oh, okay. Oh, time. What did they have? Oh, I really want to know, because they tapped 2 mana. If that was a Journey to Nowhere, I might have lost right there, but it could have been just any number of enchantments or something like that. So I don't know what it was. We did win on time. Oh my man, that was a grind. Wow. All right, so that's where I'm going to call the video right there. We had some very interesting matches, some unfortunate matches as well. The matches do highlight the main weakness of the aristocrat strategy, where you do want a sacrifice outlet and creatures, or I guess synergies, that work with the sacrifice outlets to give you like the benefits. So if you only draw the sacrifice outlets, like the carry-on feeders, the village rites, and things like that, then the deck's not going to work. And if you only draw the things that want to be sacrificed, or the synergies with the sacrificing, then you're missing the actual sacrifice, and that's not going to work. So that is the main weakness of aristocrats. However, as you did see, our creatures get absolutely massive, and if the opponent does not have a way to interact with it, then like in that final match, we can just pretty much win and stall out the game. I am a little disappointed I didn't get to show off Wrangle. For having 4 copies in the deck, we did not get it that often, and unfortunately the times that we did get it, it just wasn't that good. Since we are kind of like an aggressive mid-range deck, we want to play out some early creatures, then once they get a couple blockers, we can wrangle one of the blockers and then either sacrifice it to carry-on feeder to grow our other creatures, or sacrifice it to village rites to draw a couple cards, or even Innocent Blood. That way we sacrifice the creature that we stole from our opponent, and our opponent has to sacrifice their remaining creature. So I am pretty disappointed. It does happen often where good stuff does happen with Wrangle. It definitely earns its spot in the list, but unfortunately it just we just got unlucky with our matches and then never drawing it. So didn't get to show off Wrangle. It's also really good against Affinity because it is all creatures with power 4 or less, so we can steal pretty much every single one of Affinity's creatures except for Atog, but then they have to sacrifice a couple artifacts in order to prevent Atog from being stolen. So this deck does have a good time against some of the more meta decks. It does not like Tron, as we saw from the first match. I am considering putting Fling in the sideboard. This deck is very much still a work in progress, as most hopeful homebrews are. If I put in Flings, then the Tron matchup could get quite a bit better, as our Mortician Beetles get absolutely massive. But my thing against that is it's only for Tron, and that would mean our sideboard gets a bit weaker for other matchups. It's one of those things where, do we want to sacrifice some of our sideboard to help with our weakest matchup, or do we just want to say, you know what, this deck's probably not going to win against Tron, but we can try to pad our deck to win against every other deck, so we have a better matchup against everything except our weakest matchup. So it's an interesting thought process. The deck is a lot of fun. It's honestly a lot of fun. Like, aristocrat strategies are so much fun, and AristocRakdos is just a great deck to play when you just want to relax and not take the game too seriously. I wouldn't say this deck is competitive. As you saw, it varies wildly and suffers from inconsistency. It is a lot of fun though. It has some surprising tools at its disposal against a lot of the metagame. As far as other tweaks I'm considering, I am pretty much waiting for Commander Legends to come out. Fleshbag Marauder is definitely going in this list. I'm not quite sure what I'm taking out for it, but I do know it's going in, and I'll shuffle a few other things around the deck with, and then maybe I might post an updated after a couple other videos, because this deck is honestly a lot of fun. I can see myself coming back to it because it's just fun to pilot, and I would very much recommend this deck. You can even fit it into a budget if you get rid of the Red Elemental Blast, the Ash Barons, and the Lightning Bolts. If you can find replacements for those cards, then this deck is fairly budget friendly. So that is another option for you as well if you do want to try out this deck. As always, if you have recommendations for the deck, suggestions on things I could do differently, or just want to yell at me for the several misplays that I'm sure I had this episode, then you can leave all of those in the comment down below. I do read every single comment. As always, the deck list is in the description. as well as a link to the Pauper Guild Discord. It is an online Pauper community, and we do focus a lot on less competitive brews. So if your main goal with Pauper is to have fun and not be super competitive, then it is a great online community to join. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. But now, if you'll excuse me, I'm about to sacrifice everyone I know and love to Satan for Magic Online tickets. Bye!